Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new Apex irons from Callaway.
FedEx Cup full season continues tomorrow with a brand new event where the PGA Tour returns to Utah for the first time in over 60 years, Rolf. So I've got to ask you, what do you remember from that event 60 years ago?
I don't remember a whole lot about
No, I'm
it.
kidding.
Matter of fact, I'm not sure I've ever even played golf in Utah, but I'll tell you what, I'm really looking forward to it. This Black Desert course just looks so intriguing to me. It is reminds me a lot of Hawaii because you don't see a whole lot of lava around the mainland U.S., but it'll be interesting to see that. Last week was such a good week, I thought, for professional golf. The Dunhill Links was spectacular, as it usually is at the home of golf, St. Andrews. Corn Ferry Tour, I just love the pressure and the way that lives get changed for those players. And, of course, the last couple of days we've had the Ryder Cup and the one-year-out ceremonies downtown in Manhattan, and it's just a real good time for golf right now. I'm feeling good. We've kind of gotten away from all the discussion about live and everything else for right now and focusing on the golf. Yeah,
you're right. We've had some real feel-good stories over the last couple of weeks. Well, let me just welcome in the third member of our team this afternoon. That is Jim Gallagher Jr. Jim, it's not every day that players get to navigate around black lava rock that they're going to be doing this week in Utah. It's a very unique week in the game on the PGA Tour.
Absolutely. It's always tough learning the new golf course, and it looks like a place you don't want to hit your golf ball because once you hit it in there, I think the golf ball is going to be finished. But looks beautiful. I kind of like the contrasting of the green fairways, the black lava rock, and then the white bunkers. So it ought to be fun to see how these guys navigate, how they can figure it out. But it's great to see a new event there. Good to be back in Utah. I'm with Rolf. I've never played golf in Utah, but it sure looks beautiful.
It is the first PGA Tour event in Utah since 1963. It is a Tom Weiskopf and Phil Smith designed course. The front nine opened in November of 2022 and the back nine opened in May of 2023. Now the course does boast wide fairways with just 2 water hazards in play. So here's a little bit more on Black Desert Resort. The course winds its way through an old lava field and there'll be elevation in play as the course averages about 3,000 feet above sea level. And a little fun note, by the way, it'll be the first course in PGA Tour history to use robotic fairway mowers. So with more, let's get out there to Utah where we find Amy Rogers.
For the first time in 60 years, the PGA Tour is back here in Utah and returning in spectacular fashion. You don't have to look very far around this Black Desert Resort or St. George area to see some incredible views. The course here actually constructed on a lava field. The first 9 on this golf course opened just in November of 2022. The second 9 opened in May of last year. And here, every step of the way has been golf course superintendent Ken Yates. He tells me that he was the first golf employee brought on board at this new property. And I had a chance to speak with Yates earlier today about the challenges of constructing a golf course on a lava field and maintaining that, and also asked him about how he and his team are preparing to host their very first PGA Tour event.
Well, it's been a challenge with the summers here and with the bent grass turf because it's the first bent grass turf. There's only 2 golf courses in the desert that have bent grass fairways. So the struggle was to keep it to the quality we want, the mowing qualities and consistency of cuts to keep it ready for the event, which we started about 6-8 weeks ago. And the temperatures started cooling off and the place just come alive here in the end of August, 1st September.
We were just talking a moment ago about how unique this venue is. Obviously the views are spectacular. How would you describe the course here?
Well, I use the term special because of the lava rock, the views and all that. And it's the only golf course I've ever been on where all 19 holes could be on a postcard. So when someone asks you what's your favorite hole, it's like the whole golf course. Everything's so picturesque there.
What are the challenges of maintaining and establishing a golf course that's built on a lava field?
Well, being in the desert and the bent grass turf, it's a cool season turf, which does rather well here in the desert because of low humidity. There's less chance of disease and things like that. But overall, it takes care of itself. It's the way it's designed. Tom Weiskopf did an excellent job. One of my first concerns when I got here was airflow on a few of the greens. Once I realized there's only 31 trees on the golf course and they're all offside of one hole, I have perfect airflow, sunshine, no shade. It was designed perfectly for the desert, and it was meant if you look at the course out here, it was the way he designed it through the lava. We didn't have to cut anything out like a quarry course or something like that. It looked like it was meant to be here. For the lava's been out here for 35 million years, and it was ready for a golf course to be put right through the middle of it.
It won't be long before the Black Desert Resort is hosting its next professional golf event. The LPGA Tour is headed here in April of 2025, and Yates tells me that they're planning to offer one of the biggest purses on the LPGA Tour to try and entice some of the players to come and compete here in Utah. That will no doubt get them here, along with just getting a chance to see this very unique venue in person. And it's something that I got to ask some of the PGA Tour players here in the field this week about their first impressions of this new venue.
So far, I've enjoyed it. I played 18 yesterday and then got another 9 on it today. And yeah, it's a good golf course. There's definitely some tough driving holes. There's also some pretty tough green complexes. It played, very different. I mean, this time of year, the temperature fluctuation, around here, goes from 60 degrees in the morning to almost 100 in the afternoon. So. Played very firm yesterday afternoon. The greens were kind of bouncy, and then this morning played much softer. It was a very different golf course.
I just think you can't be too aggressive into the greens. The greens are really good, and they roll true. There's no crazy pull to a valley or anything like that. I think they roll really true. So you're going to hit a lot of fairways this week, and you've got to stay patient as far as just hitting it to 10, 15, 20 feet, even with wedges, and giving yourself a lot of looks. And with that being said, I think a lot of putts are going to be made if you give yourself all those looks.
The ball's definitely going further. I think we're using minimum 5%, probably extra. So that'll be the tricky challenge. I think by Thursday, most guys will have it pretty dialed in with all the technology that we have now. So that'll be the one part to get used to. But yeah, the golf ball goes far. So you got to figure it out.
I like the course very much. It's really cool. It's very different, and honestly, it's especially on the tee shots, it requires a lot of accuracy. Unlike the courses we play on the tour, sometimes you can bomb in and then see what's going on in the next tee shot. But this one, you definitely don't want to hit into the lava, because that will be a 2-shot penalty for sure. And there's a couple blind tee shots as well. So it will be a really cool course to see how we play it out.
Well, this is it, guys. This is that black lava rock you've heard players talking about. It is scattered all over this golf course, particularly off the fairway. So as Yates told us, you're going to want to keep it in the fairway, out of this lava, and be able to navigate these greens, which Yates says could get a little speedy here this weekend. He also tells me he thinks the winning score will be between 20 and 24 under par, of course, if the winner can keep it out of this stuff.
Okay, thank you very much, Amy. Jim, going to come to you first. As I mentioned, very unique week in the game. It's a new course for all of these players. What will they be doing to approach the learning element of this course? Where do they start? What's the key in getting to know this course pretty quickly?
Well, I like to know where the sight lines are off the tee, where there's some dog legs I've seen just in the flyovers, where you can cut some corners. Obviously knowing the green reads, but I think the biggest adjustments, as they mentioned, the elevation, 5%, but you got cold temperatures in the morning, and in the afternoon the ball is going to go a little further. So they'll make those notes. They'll play 18-hole practice rounds to guarantee the golf course was full Tuesday. Then they had the Pro-Am on Wednesday. But those are some of the adjustments you make. The good news is everybody's starting at scratch, and no one has the big advantage. And I'm looking forward to watching Jadon Blake, who's the local, who's more my age. He got the exemption and has lived there forever. So seeing if he can enjoy himself that week. It's going to be a fun week for him and his family.